This computer, please. Yes. All right. So I have already seen Ute's bottle and straw. I mean, you're both equipped, of course, obviously. Yeah, very good. So I just love this one. I do it with my 12-year-old student. Like, well, that's actually how I broke the ice with her because she was very shy. And then we started doing bubbles, and then everything, everything's better with bubbles. So here we go. Can you hear the keyboard? Oh, God. Yes. Okay, good. So start a little bit higher. Let's start here and easy. So think of the shape of your mouth as kind of aw, and blow into it. And what you want to pay attention to is that the bubbles stay even, so they don't fluctuate. It's an even tone, and keep it light, like on mezzo piano, like yeah, on the softer side. Sorry, I have to switch hands. Now we're gonna go a little bit higher. Stay with that, just sliding down fifths from here. And I put my straw in the water about 3 fingers width, or yeah, it's about 3 fingers width. If you feel that you're tightening here a little bit when you do the straw exercise, you pull the straw out a little bit. It kind of means that the resistance is a bit too much and it causes you constriction. So easy peasy, but y'all know all this anyway. Notice the engagement of your support muscles. Like I feel it more in the back, and there's this one support muscle back here at the lower back that's called the quadratus lumborum, which activates nicely with this exercise for me. Make sure you don't add extra tension with in your belly. One more. Okay, cool. So all good so far, right? Yes. So now we're gonna go a little bit bigger distance. Starting here. And again, keep your bubbles even. 2 more. Cool. So I like that little massage that I feel it give me in my in my vocal folds. That's really cool. So, hey, Jan, you're a voice teacher as well, right? What kind of like what kind of style do you teach? Mostly pop
Um,
or?
yeah, it depends on the student. So I've got a few amateur choir singers, so they tend to often bring an opera singer, so they bring their classical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then the majority are pop,
Mm-hmm.
soul, bit of jazz, a bit of
Mm-hmm.
blues. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the teenagers and the grown ups that tend to come,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if but a few of my students do the rock school exams as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
which is again mainly pop and a little the odd bit of rock or,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's essentially
I didn't know
you
there is
know.
such a thing as a rock school
Oh
exam.
right, oh it's yeah, well, there's called, it's RSL, and yeah, I thought they were in America as well, but maybe they're not so maybe it's
Mm.
not so well known as in the UK. But yeah, they've
Mm-hmm.
got grades, but and the ear tests are actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They test people on things like minor pentatonics and
Mm-hmm.
uh, harmonies and unseen
Mm-hmm.
harmonies and intervals, which you'd expect.
Yeah.
What else? A melodic study, and there's the style that you choose, and there's 4 or 5 different styles,
Mm-hmm.
ranging from musical theatre to blues and stuff. So they are. It is pretty good for someone, someone who wants to perhaps go on to study music, or just be in a band,
Mm-hmm.
or you know
Mm-hmm.
be able to harmonize takes a while for a lot of us, doesn't it?
Well,
so
yeah. Yeah.
good to practice these things, but yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're never done. Beginner's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, beginner's mind, exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more with the bubbles, and then we're gonna just go in and do and tear. You know, we're gonna tear apart the Dorian mode. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to probably, just because we have 6 sessions altogether, I'm probably gonna do one of the modes of the major scale in each session. So, and then you can um yeah, no, work some more of those. That's a pretty good foundation. Although Locrian is going to be interesting. Okay, so this one, now we're going to go up and down. Gliding, actually start a little bit higher, it's a bit easier. Again, keep the aw shape. But I also like to kind of aim my airflow here, like right above the straw, or directly into the straw. And then stay on the air. Let's go down first. One more. Now let's go up. As we go up, make sure you keep your jaw right here. You keep that loose. So stay on the aw shape. Even bubbles. We may want to add a hair of a yawn, just the very beginning of a yawn here. We're going to go do 2 more, make it through the upper passaggio. Last one. And that's it. That's the bubbles for today. Your daily bubbles. Brought to you by Plastic Straws Around the World. Well, actually, Ute has a latex one. That's the Luxvox, the professional. I have the professional grade too, but I've actually lately kind of preferred the regular straw. So, Dorian, as we just as we did last time, I'm just gonna plow in and set up. Sorry, I'm having too much. I'm having cable anxiety. So unplug this. We're gonna start with the slower track that Ute, you know this one already, but then we go into the faster ones. The one I shared with you is a little bit faster, and this one is 120 BPM, so it's a nice and cozy thing. Plus, it's a little bit lower. It's in B minor. And again, I'm going to start with just one page, adding the next, and so on and so forth. You know the drill already at this point. So here we go. Let me know if you can hear this. There's a little test. Yep. Is it too loud or is it okay, volume-wise? Okay, good. So this is actually, I think of this mode kind of as the Sade mode. Most of her songs are written in Dorian, and then most of her melodies are on the 9. That's where she stays for everything, pretty much. Right? First note. Don't let do da 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 la 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 la. Whole scale. Bo ba da 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 da. Okay, now we're gonna mix and match. Okay, so now we're gonna go. I'm gonna do a little bit more patterns now. So we're gonna go into. First, we're gonna do a little bit of eighth notes, and then we're gonna do a little bit of triplets going up and down the mode, still without solfeggio. You know what? Let's do it halftime first, and then we'll go into that. So here we go. Let's go a little bit back. I have to do that again. That was shitty. Now we're gonna go triplet. And so on. You even get a fade out today. It's the luxury version, the fade out version. Okay, good. How is that going so far? Okay, cool. So now I have, of course, a sheet because I have a sheet for everything. And this one is actually a kind of already foreshadows, if you want, the mode for next week. Because, there's bleeping going on in my area because I guess they're cleaning the windows one block over, and it starts at 7 a.m. and it bleeps all day, and they're really driving me to distraction. So I love New York, but not always. I'm gonna cut that out. All right. Okay, there it is. 3 modes to improvise over. And so these are 3 modes to improvise over 2-5-1. And it's basically, if you're looking at a major 2-5-1, right? And I'm not going deep into that. It's just as a minor aside. Like that's your foundational classic jazz progression or cadenza. And you usually, very often, instead of using a like a natural minor scale, you're using the Dorian scale on the 2 chord. Then you're using the Mixolydian on the 5 chord and the Ionian, or you can actually also use Lydian on the 1 chord, the one we did last time. But if, since we are dedicating today's lesson to Dorian. Let's scroll down a little bit to, was everybody, sorry, let me check if you're still here. Yes, you're still here. Has everybody, have you been able to open the file? Okay, so I don't have to share or anything. Okay, so let me see. If you scroll down all three modes, starting from middle C, the second one, you see Dorian, and Dorian, as we know, has a flat 3 and a flat 7. And if we're starting it on C, it still has a flat 3 and a flat 7. And that would be kind of the chord, the minor 6 chord. It's a very famous intro into, I think, Autumn Leaves it is. It starts with that bass line. So anywho, C minor 7 Dorian. So the solfeggio syllables here. I'm just going to sing through them up and down once. I don't have to look at that. Together. Like these are your quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So one of the ways, like as an in-between step between this singing the scale up and down and then going straight into improvising with solfeggio syllables, would be to sing the scale and just add do in between every note. So it's kind of like this kind of pattern. So let's try that for a second together with syllables. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, re, do, mi, do, fa, do, sol, do, la, do, te, do, do. Do, 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 te, do, la, do, sol, do, fa, do, mi, do, re, do. And because we can, sorry, wrong chord, because we can, we're going to start from here and going down. So we're going to start with do, te. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, te, do, la, do, sol, do, fa, do, mi, do, re, do, do. And let's go back up. Do, 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 re, do, mi, do, fa, do, sol, do, la, do, te, do. Right? And then if we want to go into the chord, I mean, I said it was minor 6. That's one of the chords, which would be do, mi, sol, la. Sing that for a second. And do, mi, sol, la. Let's go back down from la down. La, sol, mi, do. Back up and down. 3, 4. Do, mi, sol, la, la, sol, mi, do. Now you can also just make it a minor 7 chord. In which case we're not using the 6, we're using the 7. And then the syllables are do, mi, sol, te, sol, mi, do. And let's do that one together one more time. 3, 4. Do, mi, sol, te, One more time. Do, me, so, te, sol, me, do. Then, of course, we can keep stacking thirds on top at the 9, and then we could add the 11, and we could add the 13 if we really wanted to. Yay! And then things start to repeat. But we're only going up to the 9, I think. So let's sing that. That's adding re on top. 3, 4. Do, me, sol, te, re. One more time. And do, me, sol, te, re. And now we're going back down from re. This is do. This is where we're going to land. 3, 4. Re, te, sol, me, do. And one more time from re down. 3, 4. Re, te, sol, me, do. So now we're going to go up and down. 3, 4. Do, me, sol, te, re, te, sol, me, do. Are you still with me? Yes? Good. Okay. So now we are going. Yeah, let's do a different track. We're going to move into the bossa track, which is in D. And Dorian. Here we go. So that's our track. And as you can hear, it's a little bit faster than the other one. So cool. So what I'm going to do is basically same as before. We're going to build it up, except this time we're going to do it with solfeggio. All right, here we go. Do, do, do. Do, re, re, do. Do, re, 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 do, do, re, do. Do, re, 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 do, do, do. 3. Do, re, me, re, do. Do, 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 re, 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 me, me, me. 4. Do, re, me, fa, fa. Do, re, re, me, 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 fa, fa, fa. 5. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, re, re, mi, mi, fa, fa, sol, sol. 6. Do, do, re, 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 mi, fa, sol, la. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, la, sol. 7. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, la. Backwards. Te, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. One more time. Te, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Full scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do, do. Backwards. Do, te, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. let's just choose syllables. Let's use do, re, mi, sol. Do, re, mi, sol. So 4 syllables. Do, re, mi, sol. Do, re, mi, sol. So, mi, re. So, mi, re, do. So, me, re, do, re, do, so, re, do, re, mi, so, so. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the chords. 7th chord, do, mi, sol, te. Do, mi, sol, te. I'm gonna sing it up and down first, and then we'll get into rhythm. Do, mi, sol, te. Te, sol, mi, do. Te, sol, so. Te, sol, mi, do. Do, mi, do, te, do. Do, te, do. So, me, do, te, do. So, me, te, so. Do, te, do. Do, te, te. Do, te, so. Adding re. Re, mi, re. So, te, re, mi, re. So, te, mi, re. So, te, re, mi. Sorry. So, te, re, mi. And so on. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, how did that go? Okay, cool. Now I want to spring something else on ya, and that is we're going to go back and forth between C major and C minor. So now we are combining. This is something that I used to do, that I do when I teach ear training, for instance, where I like when we are working the modes, we will have several modes back to back to back. I might be having 3 or 4 modes back to back, but like shuffling them around, not just going in order, and having all of them start on the same pitch, and then improvising like that. But so this track is a little bit less glorious. It's just me on the piano, and it's slow, so we have a lot of time. It's BPM 90, so no stress. Let's, in the first round, so it's 4 bars, 4 bars, 4 bars. So I'll make sure to sing 2-bar phrases, hopefully, unless I get carried away, then things may happen. And so the first couple of rounds, let's just sing the solfeggio up and down. So for major, obviously, that is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And for Dorian, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do, te, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So again, we have these two syllables difference. Mi from the major scale becomes me. T from the major scale becomes te, but la stays the same. So let's do that with the track. Why didn't I record a count off there? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. Back to major. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And Dorian. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. Now we're going to do them backwards. Major. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Dorian. Do, te, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, now. Do, mi, fa, mi, do. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. Mi, sol, ti. Mi, sol, ti, do, ti. Do, te, do, te, do, te, do. Sol, mi, ti, sol, mi, ti, sol. Sol, mi, te, sol, mi, te, sol. So now let's do it without solfeggio. Oh, it's over. Ha! Okay. Now we're gonna do it. We're gonna do one round without solfeggio, sticking with major and Dorian. How is this going so far? Okay, cool. Da 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 do do do. Da 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 la do ba ba do do. Hi ba 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 ba. Bubble eh, bubble eh, bubble eh, bubble. Ba da da da, ba da da da, do da do. Ba do do da, ba do do da, lo de o. Ba da 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 da. Ba ba da 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 ba ba. Zeba da da ba da 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 ba da da ba. Lo ba da ba lo ba lo. Ah, I just gotta do that one again. Zeba da ba lo ba da ba lo ba da ba lo ba da ba. It's too late. All right, we got an extra round. I gotta go back. Okay, it went so well until that very moment. Okay, so as you can see, I went a little bit into different lengths, like from eighth notes to triplets to 16th notes, and also one good way to differentiate between modes is, and that's also something that I just employed a little bit, is to sing the same phrase in a different mode, and you're just adjusting the few notes that are different. In this case, again, te versus ti, and me versus me. All right. So now, because we have some time, I want to do Lydian and Dorian. Yes! So remember, we have fi instead of fa. So be aware that that's what's going to happen. Lydian versus Dorian. I'm going to do a couple lines in solfeggio so we get back into that mode. And then we're going to just improvise. I was looking for a more powerful word, but I couldn't find one, so we're just going to improvise. Here we go. Mi, re, mi, fi. So, fa, so, fa, so. Do, re, mi, fi, fi, so, fi. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol. So, fi, so, fi, so, fi, mi. So, fa, so, fa, so, fa, mi. Do, mi, fi, ti. Do, me, so, te. Do, ti, do, ti, do, ti, do, ti, sol, la, sol. Do, ti, do, ti, do, ti, do, ti, sol, la, sol. Do, ti, sol, fi, do, ti, sol, fi. Do, ti, sol, fa, mi. Do, ti, sol, fa, mi. Yeah, okay. So now, how is that feeling? How is the feeling of doing Lydian with Dorian versus doing major with Dorian? Anything? It's the
I don't know.
same.
Yeah, it went. I think Lydian, for me, sounds more different. So in a way, it's easier to separate the two rather than the, am I singing a flat third, or am I singing a
Mm-hmm.
May rather than a me, or have I
Mm-hmm.
just gone to the, you know major default?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought that was good.
Mm-hmm. Ute, thoughts?
Yeah, from the sound of Lydian and Dorian, I thought that was magical,
Mm-hmm.
and Major and Dorian, it was great too, but less magical, I think.
Yeah. There's something about Lydian. There's something about I think particularly those two, and you do hear that quite a lot actually when you're going in like in bossa nova, like some end vamps, um, like Chingy, I don't know. La da la da 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 la da 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 da. La da oh, ba da 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 da. Ba ba and so on. So you can employ that like in real life. There are applications for that, and because it gives this nice, it's a nice tension. It doesn't really rest. It feels like both of them feel a little bit unsettled, and but not too much. So I don't know. I like it. They feel not quite settled. We're not quite done yet. That's kind of like what that feels like to me.
Yeah, I think it sounds floating. I don't
Yeah,
know, flowing or whatever.
yeah, yeah. I agree. It doesn't settle down. It's not major.
Traveling.
Traveling. Yes, there you go. We're traveling to Brazil. So we're gonna do one more round with this piano bossa thing, and this round we're gonna do without solfeggio syllables. And well, let's have some fun. So we're in C. Here we go. La ba ba da 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 do. Da ba ba ba. Da da. Dun 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 dun. Lay, 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 lay. Fa, 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 fa. No more. The end. The end of the track. Shh, 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 shh. No more. Okay, that was back to the other one. Okay. How does that how did that feel? Floaty enough?
Yeah, lovely.
Uh-huh.
Gorgeous.
Now we should all go home and write a song with just Lydian and Dorian.
I was thinking that. I think this is lovely. Yeah, this is such a, like you were saying, it's a great combination, Uta and Elizabeth. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
A colleague of mine, she's a pianist. She suggested, you just like for songwriting in particular, you just grab Lydian and then you play every chord and see what comes out. And you may end up having some, I don't know, some modal piece. Or you can even, again, put basically a track on with just those chords, or just that mode, and then improvise over it and see what happens, see what comes out. So there's, and you would have to record yourself improvising, because otherwise we'll forget immediately what we just did, and you go like, oh, this was so cool. What was it? At least that's what happens to me. I have no memory. All right. Are there any questions, suggestions of any sort? So to complete the 251 mode stuff, I think I'm gonna do Mixolydian next week, which I know is not a very difficult mode, but I think we're also gonna combine it with what we've learned so far. So it's kind of like stacking on top of each other a little bit as well. Yeah, and if anything else comes up during the week, let me know. And I'll upload this again to YouTube and send you the link. All right. Well,
That's great. Yeah, thank you. It goes so quickly. It's awesome. Great
I
fun.
know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Time flies.
It
Yeah.
flies by, right? It's fun. That's why,
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not quite singing together, but in a way it's singing together, and we're
Yeah.
in 3 different not continents, but countries, which,
Yeah.
I think is also cool that is possible.
Yeah.
All right.
It's lovely.
So I'm going to stop the recording now.